Alright, it's time for another truck update. Now, I got the previous two videos which show these horns functioning. I just got them working today, and now I tore them down today. I was planning all along to restore visually and functionality wise these 6-volt horns that I got a number of weeks back. As you can tell, they were very rusty on the inside. Pretty nice on the outside, but whew, man, the amount of rust I was scraping off of these diaphragms was alarming. These old horns work a lot like speakers. Got an electromagnet. These coils right here. When they energize, they make a magnetic field, and I can't show how everything works since they're disassembled. But just understand that when they energize, they repel from a contact, which happens to be this little point right here. And so once they repel from this contact, the energizing ceases. Once the energizing ceases, the coil, because it's not energized, the metal contracts back again. So basically that is causing, these are the diaphragms, cause these diaphragms to vibrate. They vibrate to make the honky honk, and these happen to be the stops for the vibrations, and the space or the air gap determines the pitch, low or high. Bigger space, lower pitch. Smaller space, higher pitch. So yeah, I completely tore these things apart further than I think I really should have, but I want to really clean them up because I really want to use them on my truck. All these little bits of hardware things I want to replace. I might even replace these little screws here too. They're kind of special, so I might not. But the hard part about taking stuff apart was where the coils went. They went down in here, and these wires, being pre-World War II, they're not covered in plastic insulation like wires nowadays are. These are covered in cloth. I don't know if you're able to see. And so in a lot of spaces, this was a good one right here, the cloth had fallen right off. And if this wire were to touch any piece of metal inside these horns, and these horns are solid metal, they would have shorted out and blown up, and I'd have no more horn. So I had to finesse some coils out, and boy, that was hard. It was kind of sketchy. I don't think I'm going to have to make new coils. That's a good thing. I think the insulation within the coil is fine. It's just out here. So what I'm going to do is either replace these wires down to right about here and solder on new wires that are flexible, or just reheat shrink. I'll probably do the flexible wires that way. These being solid core wires, they tend to break if you move them too much. I'm also going to do a really good job resurfacing these contact points right here, and let's see, here's another one. I cleaned these up just enough so I could test them today, but I want to make sure they're nice and perfect. Completely de-rust everything. I'm going to soak the small bits, like the domes, all these little doodads and things, in a thing of vinegar. I'm about to go back out of town and just give them a week or two or whatever, and the vinegar takes everything off. I mean, honestly, sanding this off completely would be, one, impossible, and two, way no fun. So just soak it in some vinegar, and you can already wipe it off with your fingers. These diaphragms, if they have a hole in them or a crack, they're shot, equals no horn. They are really pitted, but they work. I think this is the worst one. The rust was just caked on. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So you can even see, like, the rust on these. Now the trumpets I'm going to sand myself. Oh yeah, and these are the brackets. These horns are mounted on a bigger bracket, and these are like supporting brackets. They help cradle the trumpet. So I'm going to use these when I mount them on the frame rails. But so yeah, I'm going to do a lot of rewiring, a lot of de-rusting, repainting, so on. Just want to, make sure, because this corrosion is not good. You can see where these things grew mold from getting really wet. And the insulation overall seems to be intact. within the coil. I do have a few sketchy spots where the wire bends in, so I want to inspect that very carefully, like right here, and maybe remove this tape, this 85-year-old tape. I'd be really careful with. These things are ancient, I mean, super old, and this tape just, it like vaporizes if you look at it crooked. So, I don't want to have bare wires exposed in the coil, because if that touches, it'll short out and be no bueno. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Probably a few weeks before I have everything be rusted completely, but so you can see, these things are rusty, crusty. I mean, huge mess. When I took them apart, there's just stuff going everywhere. Piles of rust. I even found a nail down inside one of these horns, because these things must have been standing up in somebody's basement, like so, and all sorts of junk just fell down inside. They were just chock full of rust and junk, and like I said, a nail. So, yeah. It's interesting to see how these things are together. They got like cardboard insulators for the screws, which I want to have to recreate because these things don't really work. It's, yeah, pretty cool. These fiber insulators. Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta make gaskets for the diaphragms, because these gaskets, as you can imagine, sort of disintegrated. I'm gonna make 4. One goes on each side. It seems to be like some kind of wax paper or something. Some folks, when they do these, use like a silicone, but I don't want to do that because then they're sort of glued together forever. I'm hoping when I paint these, the paint stays on. But these things vibrate so much, I'm concerned with the paint staying. So I might just have to like shoot some oil down my horns every once in a while just to keep the diaphragms coated from rusting. We'll see. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Can finally get it to where they can soak. So, yep, that's it for now.